geometry of 2D shapes. We started specifically with triangles. So let us do a recap. Let us super quickly recap what it is we have already learned. Now, we already know that the three angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. We learned that when we use this rule, whenever we use this rule to make a statement, we must give the reason. And when we're giving that reason, we're going to write the shorthand version, which is sum of angles in a triangle. Hi Bree. Hi Lakeisha. Hi Shady. And Uma, that's a bit of a scary question. Let's not ask those type of questions, you know. Let us respect people's privacy. And where am I? Second rule that we learned about is we learned about the exterior angle of a triangle. We said that the exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum. Very important. So let's look at the breakdown. The exterior angle is equal to the sum, and the sum of what? The sum of my two interior but opposite angles. So when I look at my interior but opposite angles, we're looking, this is also an interior angle, but it is next to, this is an adjacent angle. Remember in maths, we don't use the word next to as much as we use the word adjacent. So this is adjacent. So this cannot be an opposite angle if it's adjacent. So we sort of ignore this angle that's inside the triangle and we add the other two angles in our triangle. And this is how we break it down. So my exterior angle is equals to the sum. Whenever I see sum, I know that that means addition. So the sum, but the sum of what? The sum of my interior but opposite angles, and that is B plus C. And that's exactly what they've got here. And when we use this rule, we have to give a reason, which will be exterior angles or exterior angle of a triangle. Cool. So these are the rules we've covered so far. Also, I just realized, Liako, I saw your hand up earlier, but I just wanted to finish what I was saying, but then I forgot about your hand. Did you have something to say? Liako's not here. We have Shady who can't hear me. Shady, I'm not sure why that is. Let me maybe move this a bit closer. Shady, is it that I'm soft or that you just can't hear me at all? And then Masungulo, hi. And that's okay. Don't worry about it. Liaho, yes.
Sorry, ma'am. You were lagging on my side. I just wanted to say I'm finally on the class comedian.
Yeah, I know. And I saw your tactic. You used the maths joke.
Yes,
Good
ma'am.
job. It
Thank you,
got
ma'am.
you on the board.
You stole my tactics, Liacho.
Sorry, bro.
Uma, yes, your hand is also up.
I wanted to answer, ma'am.
Okay, you're more than welcome to.
I
Someone
mean,
please type in a message to Shady and ask him if I'm just soft or if he can't. Oh my gosh, Lakeisha, you read my mind. You literally read my mind. Thank you. In the meantime, Uma, let's start with this question.
so first you calculate x by saying 120 minus 50 is equals to x. My reason is exterior angles. 120 minus
Okay, hold
50
on. I didn't even catch what you just said. You said 120
minus
minus
50.
minus 50 equals to x. Okay,
Yes.
now I see what you've done. I want to just add an extra step in case anybody's lost. So just hold on for me, Uma. So what Uma has said this immediately he saw an exterior angle of a triangle. What is an exterior angle? Remember, it's the angle that is formed between a line from the triangle that has been extended. So this is my extended line, and then the rest of my triangle. So here's my triangle, and here's my extended line, and this is the angle that they form. That is what the exterior angle is. Okay, Shady can't hear me at all. Um, I don't know what would be the issue. Let me just type this message to him.
Ma'am,
Try.
ma'am,
Yes.
I think they must leave the class and come back. I think,
Yeah, that's literally what I'm sending. I sent a
yeah.
message saying try rejoining. Thanks, Liaho. Okay, so Uma has seen this exterior angle, and what he has said is he has said, well, I know when I see an exterior angle of a triangle, the exterior angle, which is 120 degrees, is going to be equals to the sum of, and the sum of what? The interior but opposite angles. So we are ignoring the adjacent angle and we're adding the opposite angles, which is going to be in this case x plus 50. Then what Umar did, and I actually want to swap this format around. What Umar did is he went and he said, well, x is going to be equals to 120 degrees, and then we're going to transpose my 50. And when we transpose my 50, if you don't know what transpose is, you can ask. But for now, I know most of us have been here for our equations series. So I'm going on the assumption you know what transposing is. When I transpose, my sign changes, and now I have minus 50. Um, so we have x is equals to 120 minus 50. And this is where Umar got his equation from. Now he skipped this step, which is totally okay. If you are able to visualize this equation without having to do the top step, then you are more than welcome to skip it. I just included the top step in case somebody was confused as to where this equation came from. Umar, yes, what's next?
So x is equals to 70.
X is equal to 70. Mm-hmm.
And now for us to calculate y, I'm gonna say 50 plus 70 plus y is equals to 180.
Plus 70 is equals to 180. By the way, Umar, did you give me a reason for the
Someone
top
please
one over
open
here?
triangle. I said for the top one, exterior angles equals interior opposite angles.
And then here we have sum of angles in a triangle. Cool. So this is 100% correct. So again, what Uma has said is, well, now we know x is 70. And now inside my triangle, we know 2 out of 3 angles. And remember what I had told you guys last week. The minute you know 2 out of 3 angles in a triangle, you can calculate that third angle. So that's what Uma's done. He said y plus 50 plus 70 is equals to 180. Why? Because the sum of angles in a triangle add up to 180. And now let's manipulate this equation.
Y plus 120 is equals to 180. Then you transpose, so y is equals to 180 minus 120. Y is equals to 100. Y is equals to 60.
100%. Thank you, Uma. This is 180 minus 120. And then lastly, y will be equal to 60 degrees. And that degree sign really ran away from me. There we go. Sherry, I see that you can hear. Glad. And then, Oluhle, I was just about to answer your question. And Bree, you're saying, ma'am, since we swapped, aren't we also supposed to change the sign of 120? Now, and I knew this was gonna be a little bit confusing, but see, the only thing that I did, right, if I had to redo this, X was gonna stay here, 120 was gonna stay here, and then we changed the sign of 50. Okay, so thank you, Shady. um, So all that I did is we don't like it when our X is on the right hand side. It's always nicer when our X is on the left hand side. So all that I did here is I literally just sort of like flipped this equation. So because I changed both sides, because I moved all of this over to the other side and I moved this to the other side, I didn't actually change anything, if that makes sense. And Brie, if you remember when I showed you guys before, if I actually say, okay, let me transpose, look at what's going to happen. This is going to be 120 minus 50 equals x. Let's transpose this that way. We're going to have negative x. And if we transpose our numbers over to the other side, it's going to be minus 120 plus 50. We're going to have negative x is equals to negative 70, because negative 120 plus 50 makes negative 70. But I didn't ask for my answer to be in negative x. I asked it to be just in x. So I have to divide by negative 1. Why? Because of my invisible 1 in front of this. That is actually negative 1 times x. So to get rid of that multiplication, I divide, and I'm going to divide by negative 1 on the other side. Negative 1's cancel. We're left with x equals to negative and negative 70. So, Brie, I know what I did could be kind of confusing, but it actually doesn't make a difference if you swap both sides around. I hope that cleared up any confusion on that. And I think Olusle, maybe that was also why you were confused a little bit. Cool. So this is that, and then I think we have another revision question over here. So let's check. Um, I don't see hands. I'll start it myself. What I'm seeing is I see there's two unknowns. I see there's y, and I see that there's x. I see Itandile and Uma have raised their hands. Itandile, you were up first, so you can tell me which letter you want to try.
Ma'am, can I please try Y?
You can try y. Tell me what you're seeing.
Ma'am, I'm basically seeing 81 plus 68, and I'm basically seeing a triangle, and without the exterior angle, I'm basically seeing the sum of angles in a triangle.
Right. So Itandile has seen the triangle that I've just highlighted. And she's seen in my triangle, we know 2 out of the 3 angles. We know the values. The minute we know 2 out of 3 values, it means there's only one unknown, and it means we can solve that equation. The minute we have an equation where there's only one unknown, we can solve for that unknown. So Itandile has said to me, 81 degrees plus 69 degrees plus y is equals to 180 degrees. And what's your reason there, Itandile?
It's sum of angles in a triangle.
Thank you.
So, ma'am, my next step is I like to plus 81 plus 69, which gave me 150, plus y is equals to 180 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Then, ma'am, I transpose my 150, which is going to be y is equals to 180 minus 150.
Mm-hmm.
Then, ma'am, my next step is when I say y is equal to 30 degrees.
100%. Thank you for that one, Itandile.
It's my pleasure, ma'am.
So immediately what I want everyone to see is you don't have to solve it in alphabetical order if they didn't tell you to. If they tell you to solve it in alphabetical order, then obviously you have to. But if they just say solve, you don't have to do it in a certain order. You can just solve however you like. So Itandile saw she knows she can calculate the value of y first, so that's what she's done. Y, yes.
So, so for you to calculate x, right, I'm gonna say 81 plus 84 is equals to x. My reason is exterior angles, no, exterior angle equals some interior opposite angle.
Okay, wait. Repeat your statement for me.
Exterior angle.
That's your reason. Repeat what you said, the equation you gave me.
Oh, 81 plus 34. No, that's 30. That looks like 34 on the diagram. 81 plus 30 is equals to x.
Okay. So I'm changing it around because again, I like my x's to be on the left-hand side. Um, if you think about it, it's because your x was never right. Um, so X is always on the left hand side. It's not a must. It's definitely not a must, but it's just standard practice. It's like think of it as a tradition. Think of it as something that's generally accepted. Like when you go to the shop, it's generally accepted that you wear normal everyday clothes. You're not getting dressed up in a ball gown to go to the shop. You could go to the shop in a ball gown, but why would you, So that's kind of what x's are on the left hand side. Generally we have them on the left hand side. So x is equals to, and you've told me it's equals to 81 degrees plus 30 degrees, and you said what was your reason?
My reason is exterior angles equals interior opposite angles.
100%.
Um, x is equals to the 120 121.
Wait, I feel like that's wrong. I feel like it's 111. 81, 91, 120.
No, yeah, 111, ma'am. 111, ma'am.
That's fine.
As soon as you wrote the two, I was questioning my answer, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. So this is our recap. Thank you to Uma and Itandile for helping us out there. This is what we covered last week. Now we're learning about a new rule about 2D shapes. And again, it's a rule that deals with triangles. Um, Before I actually move on to this new rule, is there anybody that doesn't know how I got the answers to these questions? If you don't know how I got the answers to these questions, or if you have a question, now is the time to raise your hand and ask. Itandila, your hand is up. Okay. I'm not seeing any questions. Again, guys, even once I move on, you're more than welcome to ask a question later. Um, so I'm going to move on in the meantime, and let's have a look at the third reason we are going to learn about. And again, it involves triangles. So again, what are all of these reasons I'm giving you for? Well, because I'm giving you tools for your toolbox, okay? When we're trying to find unknown angles in these geometry diagrams, the thing that we're trying to do is find the unknown angles. And these geometry rules are tools to help you find your unknown angles. So when you see a problem, you can look through your toolbox, see which tool is going to help you, and your tools are your rules. Okay, you're going to see which rule is going to help you in this specific diagram. Just like with real tools, if I have to go and, you know, screw a screw in, is that even a right term? Anyways, whatever. If I have to put a screw into something, I'm not going to use a hammer. A hammer I would use if I had a nail, but I have a screw, so I'm going to use a screwdriver. Okay, I could use the hammer, I could, but it's going to take me longer than it would to just use the screwdriver. So again, like I said, there are tools that can do things in the same way. One is just faster than the other. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to help you to identify which is the best and the quickest tool to get you to where you want to go, to get the job done. And so here is another tool I'm introducing to you guys so that when you see these problems, you're able to identify here's a rule that will help me best. And this rule tells us that when we have a triangle with two equal sides, the two angles that are opposite those equal sides are also equal. Kind of a lot of words. What does it mean? When we have a triangle with two equal sides, like this triangle over here, these markings, remember, they indicate sides that are equal. So when we have a triangle with two equal sides, there is a rule that tells us that the angles that are opposite those equal sides are also equal to each other. So if you look at this diagram, we have angle A over here and angle B. And what I like to say is, I like to say that it's almost like this equal side marking is pointing to that angle. And this equal side marking points to the other angle. So now that we've identified the angles, so these are my opposite angles, the rule is that these opposite angles are equal to each other. And we have our conclusion over there that says A is equals to B. And when we use this rule to find out unknowns in a geometry problem, we must give a reason for our statement. And you're going to have it as this: angles opposite equal sides. Okay, now that I've explained this, I know it's early, I know we've not yet done examples, but are there any questions on this rule? Or actually, I think I'll take some reactions. You guys can give me some reactions, give me some thumbs ups if you understand this rule, or, some thinky faces, thumbs down, if you're a little bit confused. I see hands, let me take them. Um, Hold on. See, this is my issue. Now I have to go out of full screen, go into it. Okay, yes, Italilia.
Ma'am, you said we should remind you to close your curtains.
That's so funny because I was literally just looking at it. Literally. Um, I think when I go into the brain break, I'll go and close it. Thank you, Italilia.
My pleasure, ma'am.
Um, okay. Um, so now that we know this rule, no, there's another hand, Bree. Yes. Bree, I am struggling to hear you. Try again. That sounds a little bit clearer.
Um, good evening, ma'am.
Yes.
Is it better
Hi.
now? Oh,
Much better.
is there like a simpler way to break it down? Because I'm kind of struggling to understand that, like, the two angles that are opposite those equal sides are also equal.
Yes.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
part.
That is literally it. So the way I always used to think of it was, where do I draw a triangle? Okay. So again, with geometry, the way I learned geometry is with huge shapes. So it's like in your face. Um, so when you have a triangle that has these two equal sides, in my brain, I know these sides are equal. And in my brain, what I used to tell myself is that these equal sides are also pointing to angles that are equal. So it's
Yeah.
pointing to this angle and this angle. So because these are equal sides, they also point to angles that are equal. Okay. And so obviously, when I say pointing, it's obviously the equal marking that's doing the pointing. But you could also think of it as just the side itself. The side is looking down at the angles that are equal. So each side looks at its relevant angle that is equal. So these sides are equal. They are looking at a pair of angles that are also equal to each other. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Cool. I hope that helped. And once you do a lot of examples, 100%, you'll find it a lot easier to understand.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Pleasure. There we go, Liacho. Liacho, you're only starting to get it, but I didn't get a question from you as yet. Yes, see. Something I want to tell you guys is to never sit in silence. Don't struggle in silence. Because that's when you'll get lost. That is when you will get lost. Because you'll think, like I'll get it just now, and then you don't, and then I've left you behind, and then you're confused, and you have no idea what I'm saying, and you're like, what just happened? So when you have a question, even if you're like the tiniest bit confused, ask your question. Um, okay, moving on. Let's do some examples. Now, I have number one over here, and immediately I'm seeing a triangle, and I'm seeing that we have equal sides. I have my unknown, which is x. How do I figure out what x is equals to? Um, Uma and Lakeisha, you guys are having a conversation about religion out of everything in our chat. Let us please refrain from doing that. Okay, wait. I see hands. Itandile and Olusle. I think it was no, it was Omusle. Do we have an Omusle and an Olusle? I feel like we do. I'm not crazy. Yes, we do. Cool. Anyways, Itandile, yes, your hand is up first.
Ma'am, I'm gonna try, but then I don't understand. But then I do understand the rule. I
Okay.
don't know how
Give
to
me a
just
second
calculate.
before you answer. A second. I just want to check with Omusle. Omusle, do you want to answer or do you have a question? None of the above. Okay, cool. Itandile, let us try.
Ma'am, my first step was the formula, which was therefore A. I said therefore A is
Mhm.
equals to B, and that was my formula that I used. And then, ma'am, I got confused whereby I said X is equals to 42
Mhm.
degrees, and then
Mhm.
I gave my reason, which was angles opposite or equal size, whatever. And then I just ended there.
And that is 100% correct. You don't have to say A is equals to B. This up here, what we have up here is just like a generic rule. It's almost like a formula, if that makes sense. So you don't have to write it down because by saying A is equals to B, it implies that your angles are labeled A and B. Because in this diagram, my angles were labeled A and B. So in this case, you didn't have to say A is equals to B. All you had to do is say this angle is equals to this angle, which is exactly what you did. You told me X is equals to 42.
So, ma'am, I'm right.
100% you are right. Okay, moving on. Not so bad. Not so bad, Itandile, right?
Yes, ma'am, but the only problem was that I was so confused. So confused. I didn't know what to write, but then I wrote what I could understand.
And that's exactly what you should do whenever you're confused and you got your marks. So happy days. Let's see. Any takers for the next one? Olushe, glad to hear that you were right. I want you to put it in the chat as well. Yes. Liacho, you're saying sorry. It's okay. I was just joking, but on a serious note, if you do have questions, ask. Um, okay. Again, I have a triangle. I have equal sides. The minute I see a triangle with equal sides, by the way, can you guys tell me what do we call a triangle with two equal sides? Anybody know? It's called a what triangle? Isosceles. Um, my last year when I was with your brother, I can't remember what he used to call an isosceles triangle, but he used to call it some really funny name. I saw. I'm trying to remember. I don't know. And actually, did I spell isosceles correctly? Oh my, yes.
Ma'am, we all know we have the one person who can't spell isosceles, right, ma'am?
Yeah, I don't even know if I spelled this correct. I feel like there's a C in the beginning. Let me Google it.
But ma'am, you're a maths teacher, ma'am.
I know, right? You guys can give me a break.
Ma'am, people always say like the math teachers are the only teachers that don't know how to like read or write. They only know maths,
I was just say we
numbers.
know numbers. We know numbers. Don't ask me anything else. Like, come on. Come on. Isosceles. There we go. Um okay, cool. So this is an isosceles triangle. The minute I see an isosceles triangle, immediately this rule it's ringing a bell. It alarms are going off in my mind that I can use this rule. So what can I see? I see, okay, well, this is not my unknown, but what I do know is that we know the top angle, but we don't know this bottom angle over here, which is x. But what I know is I know that angle C is equals to x. Why? Because that is an angle opposite equal sides. Because these are equal sides. So this side, the sides are literally pointing to a set of angles that are also equal, which means angle A, which is x in this case, is equals to angle C. So I just want to draw a nicer looking arrow. There we go, and there we go. So this tells me that those two angles are equal. Now, what it tells me is that I can do sum of angles in a triangle. How? Well, I know my triangle has three angles in it. One angle is equals to 120 degrees, and the other two angles are both equal to x. Okay? And this is sum of angles in a triangle. Now, what do I know? Well, I see two terms that have variables and I see two constants. Remember, I want variables on one side, constants on the other. So I'm going to transpose that one constant and I'm going to add my variables. X and x make 2x. And then on this side, I'm going to have 180 minus 120. I'm then going to have 2x. Itandile, your hand is up.
Ma'am, we're gonna have 2x is equals to 60. We divide both sides by 2, and then our answer is equals to 30.
Thank you very much. Sorry I didn't see your hand earlier.
It's fine, ma'am.
Okay, so why did we divide by 2? Well, remember 2x means 2 times x. So to get x by itself, I needed to divide by 2 so that my multiplication by 2 and my division by 2 could cancel and leave me with x by itself. Cool, so that's that. I'm gonna now go into a brain break. You guys can ponder on this so long while I close my curtains. Also, this brain break is boring. As I was saying, I've run out of one must go ideas. So here's what it is. And another one on the side. Oh, okay, I'm back. I'm back. Let's see what everyone is saying in the chat. It's a tough competition between yellow and green. Um, Instant TikTok, YouTube, or WhatsApp. Shady, I've done it already. And that's my thing is that I've done so many that I'm just out of ideas.
Ma'am, I think for the next one, ma'am, I think you must do sports or something like that, or maybe games.
Yeah, what I was saying is that I'm gonna take all my previous one must goes and I'm gonna change it to be one must stay. So then we can use the same things, but it's fighting about something different, you know.
Man,
Uh,
how is that gonna work? What
so like
mistake?
yeah, you would have to pick if you had to pick one to stay. You're gonna have to pick which one would you make stay. Because now when we're saying one must go, we're basically fighting about which one is the worst, right? But with one must
Mhm.
stay, you fight about which one is the best. So that's what I think I'm gonna do. Anyways, yeah, oh yes, your hand is up.
Okay, ma'am, this is a tough one, ma'am. Like, hey, arguing over colors here. Ish. Maybe, ma'am, I might say green must go.
Really? I feel like
Yes,
green
ma'am.
is nice. Yellow is kind of ugly-ish.
Yes, ma'am. But, ma'am, even if we get away green, like, even if we take away green, the next thing now we don't have like grass. We're gonna have like yellow grass.
Yeah,
You know what
that
I
I
mean?
know I hate yellow glass. Yo, yellow glass. Yellow grass. I
Yeah,
hate yellow grass.
yeah. But I'll take
Yeah,
away green, ma'am. But yeah, but it's quite a tough one here.
yeah. I didn't even know the answer to this because how can you get rid of a color? You know.
I know, right, ma'am? I know. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, well, green must go. Okay. Gloria, we have you next.
Man, I'm gonna say yeah, yellow because
Why yellow?
green, green is like everywhere, man. Like when you look outside, it's all green, like the mountains and the
True.
trees and the
Nature
grass.
is very green. Yeah, good point. So, and red and blue, you just like those.
Yes, ma'am.
Good choice there. Okay, that was that one. Let's move on to the other one. We're talking about pets, so we're not getting rid of these animals forever and ever. Yo, I need to zoom out for these because it's crazy. We're not getting rid of them forever and ever, but just in pets. And I actually could have done this, I think. No, I can't. No, I can't. I could. Oh, yeah, I could. Let me zoom in again. Sorry. Oh, no, I can't. Oh, my days. Sorry. Fish, birds. Fish, because we already eat them. That's so true, you know? So true, but like, I feel like pet fish are cute, man. Okay, Liahu, you answered. Gloria, you answered. Kia, yes.
Good evening, ma'am.
Evening.
Ma'am, beds must go, and I don't like beds.
Two. I'm scared of them, Kia.
Yes, I am scared of beds, ma'am. Ish,
Like,
like,
it just feels like they're gonna fly at you, right? Like they're gonna attack you.
yeah, ish. And my biggest fear is to get pooped by a bed, ma'am.
I'm not so scared of them, but more the attacking part. Like, I don't know if you guys know these birds, but there's like birds that like are literal attacking birds, and we had them at my high school. They were on like our field. And if I tell you how scary those birds were, to this day, I'm scared of birds because of those birds that were on my high school field. I'm like, there's no way these birds, it feels like they're gonna attack me. Even when I see a pigeon, I'm like,
Ma'am, for me, whether it's the bed that attacks, when it's a parrot, I don't like beds. I hate them. I'm scared of beds.
same, yeah, same. Um, Shady attacking birds, literal attacking birds. They are so bad. I still have a video of all the boys that were in my class. They were on the field and they were like trying to run as a group so that the bird would like attack all of them together, but they would be together. But I have the video of them starting off running as a group, and then as the bird as the bird comes down to like attack them, they all scatter across the field. It's so funny. But yeah, we had literal attacking birds. Anyways, moving on. Sorry. Uma, yes.
So, ma'am, there are different opinions on this.
Mm-hmm.
Birds can be annoying. Imagine like you sitting in front of a bird, and then you have a spoon, and the bird just climbs on top of you, and thinking the spoon is a worm, uh, and just pulling the spoon from whatever you're eating.
Do you have a bird that does that, Uma?
I don't have a bird, but I've seen that happen to someone.
Oh my gosh. So what are you saying? Are you saying you'd get rid of birds?
No. Yeah. See, you can pet all the other animals besides a fish.
That
Because
is true.
because which person would put a hand in the fish bowl to just stroke the fish on the back and then come out with wet hands?
That is true. I'm sure some people do. But my favorite part about the fish is I don't know if you've ever fed a fish, but like you put in the fish flakes and then you just watch it like eat the flakes and it's super cute, like the way they eat. Very
Like,
cute.
man, at one point I did have fish. They they all died. They
Sorry,
all died.
Omar.
Like it was the longest living one lasted like 1.5 years, I
Oh,
think.
that's long. Okay.
So
So,
the
but are you
others
saying you're
died.
getting rid of fish?
The others died in like a couple of days.
Oh my word. Omar, what are you doing to your fish?
Nothing, man. Like we went to sleep overnight, woke up.
Oh my word. Okay, Uma is, I think, getting rid of fish. Liahu, you're saying question. Yes, what's your question?
Ma'am, can I just ask a question quickly, ma'am? Like this bird picture, ma'am, I can see like, I think it's like an AI picture. I
Yeah,
can tell.
yeah.
I can tell, ma'am, it's an AI picture.
Because Liahu, when I was Googling for these pictures, right? Because I literally sit and I do these brain breaks by myself, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I was Googling for a cute picture of a dog and a cute picture of a cat. There's no cute pictures of birds.
Ish. Yeah, that's the thing.
There's no such a thing as a cute bird, which should already tell you guys
Uh,
you need
Ma'am,
to get
you
rid
know
of
what you
them.
can do, ma'am?
Yeah, sure.
Uh, you can search up on Google an eagle killing a fish. That would be a nice one.
No, man.
There would be a nice violent picture to put over there, ma'am.
Ugh, wow. You guys are too much. Too much. Okay. This is a very long brain break, I feel. Let's move on. Last one. Whose hand is up? Yay. We have two hands. Liajo, sorry. We have two hands who have not spoken. Ethan Delay, yes.
Good afternoon. Ma'am, I would take away, in my opinion, I'll take away the eat some more biscuits. No one. And please don't worry. Just please wait for a minute, ma'am. You know why, ma'am?
Mm.
Because I never liked this. They always come in a small box, and you're thinking probably there's like many, and then when you open them, small, and then I started hating Eatamos. You would see some of them broken. Why are they broken? Like why? Why are you broken? Because I bought you, and no ways, ma'am. No ways, ma'am. And I like that. I don't know why I haven't picked the ginger nuts, but then, ma'am, I also don't like the ginger nuts. They too gingery. Have beef with everything, ma'am.
Okay, Isambile, you always have beef with everything, but I see your answer. Okay, I'll leave you. Thanks for answering. We
Okay.
have Unati next. Unati, yes.
Yeah, ma'am.
Hi.
I would personally, well, let me start off with, I don't like biscuits in general, ne?
Oh my
But
God.
one biscuit that I hate with my life, like wholeheartedly hate, are Itzamos. They taste so milky, and it's like, I don't know, I just hate them. I think the only
Thank you,
biscuit that I
Unati.
genuinely,
Like the Eatamos. No, ma'am. If you like Eatamos, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I just don't like you. You're not my friend. You are not my friend. I don't know, but I hate Eatamos. I don't know why.
Unati, what were you saying?
yeah, I don't like Itzamos. The only biscuits that I'll ever eat are probably ginger biscuits.
Okay, I see you have a very refined palate.
Yes.
Okay, but yeah, I get it. I get it. They're not for everyone. They're very rich. Itzamos are very rich. So I get it. Thank you for answering, Unati. Uma and Liacho, I am so sorry. Normally I would let you guys answer, but today I feel like this brain break was like 15 minutes long, which is crazy. We're moving on.
No, ma'am, I wanted to object in Tandile about something.
It's
She
late now.
said that eat some more
Mhm,
becomes cracked all the times, like broken and everything. That happens
mhm.
with almost every biscuit. So why are you
Facts.
targeting eat some more only? It happens
Facts.
with almost
Because
every biscuit.
Yeah, that is kind of true actually.
uh, let's create some space for us to make our picture huge. That's so pixely now. Okay, here we go. Okay, anybody want to answer? Is this? No. Anyways, anybody want to answer this one? Anyone want to try? Ooh, I see hands. If your hand is up from the brain break, put it down before I find you because I'm not taking no for an answer. Okay, Itandile, yes, you're up. Let's go.
Hello.
Am I hearing Itandile? Hello. Who said hello? Itandile, is that you? No, no, no. Itandile is disappeared. Unati, are you answering for me?
No, sorry, ma'am.
Okay. You're lucky I'm letting you go because I said I wasn't taking no for an answer. Um, moving on. Itandile, are you back? No. Uma?
Yes, ma'am. I'm here always. So I'm gonna say x is equal to 48. My reason is opposite angles are equal. If I'm right.
Close. X is equals to 48. That's correct. 100%. Your reason is angles opposite equal sides.
Close enough.
Close enough.
Can I do the next one, ma'am?
I'm gonna say no because I saw Teddy's hand up.
Ma'am, it's no
Um,
more up though.
oh no. Teddy, come back.
Ma'am, you don't want me to answer anymore, ma'am.
Uma, you answer all of our questions. So then I
Yes,
feel
ma'am.
bad,
Okay, ma'am.
Then I'm like, maybe I should give somebody else a turn.
Ma'am, I'm someone else.
Let's see if Teddy comes back. Teddy, are you coming back? Yay! Yes, Teddy.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi. Let me
Ma'am,
move
my
on
name
to
is actually Kabo Entle.
your name is
Actually, Kabo Entle.
Cabo India. Okay. I will remember that. I remember most people's names. So Cabo India. Yes. Let us go. This is our next one. I know this might be a little bit overwhelming, but have a look at it. Tell me what you see. Tell me where you think you can start.
I think I can start with the X.
With X, okay. What are we gonna start with here? How are we gonna do it?
Opposite angles. Um,
So
angles
angles.
opposite is equals to sides.
Uh-huh. That's my
So
reason. What's my statement? My statement must be an equation. What's my equation here?
X is equals to 40 degrees.
100%. Easy. You got that. Now we have Y left.
I honestly don't know what to do there.
Okay. So what I want you to see is look here. Can you see that we know that X is now 40 degrees?
Yes, ma'am.
What shape are we dealing with?
A triangle.
A triangle. And how many angles inside my triangle do I know the value of?
2.
Two. So when I know two out of three angles in a triangle, what's the rule I can use to figure out the third angle? Do you know?
Angles are equal to angles in a triangle are equal to 180.
100%. I know that the sum of angles in a triangle equal to 180. So that means if I take 40 plus 40 plus y, I should get 180. right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now tell me how you want to solve this. What would you do here?
So I'll first solve 40 plus 40, which is equals to 80.
Uh-huh.
So then I'll have 80 plus y is equals to 180. Then
Mm-hmm.
I take my 80 to the other side and it becomes 180. Y is equals to 180 minus 80.
100%. And then, oh, final answer.
Y is equals to 100.
Thank you very much. Not so bad, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Cool. Thank you for answering. And then Kia has asked such a good question. Is Cabo okay? Or Entle? Or full name? Cabo
Cabo.
Entle. Cabo.
Cabo, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Cabo is okay. Okay, so Teddy is Cabo. Or Cabo is Teddy.
Yes, ma'am.
I will remember that. Uh, okay, we have a next one and probably the last one that we're gonna do. I think I'm gonna do it by myself.
No, please, ma'am, choose me.
Please, ma'am, please.
Ma'am, I'll pay you
No,
200.
ma'am, please, please.
Shame. I love you guys so much for
Okay,
answering.
ma'am, you
Okay.
make one of
No,
us to
ma'am.
X and you make
Okay,
one of us to
that's
you make one of us to X, you make one of us to Y.
Yes.
why.
100%, that's what I'm doing. Uma, you do
Yes,
X. Itandile, you are on Y. Who wants to go first?
I'll go.
Amma, you can go
Okay.
first.
So what I'm gonna say is I can see it's a isosceles triangle.
Mm-hmm.
So X is equals to 60. My reason is I forgot the reason. Opposite opposite angles equal sides, if I'm right.
No, try again, or somebody help him in the chat.
Uh, because in school we learned a different reason. I don't want to confuse the class.
Please go back for a screenshot. I will do that.
Because
Anybody
we
else?
put the sides first and then we put the other thing.
What do you mean you put the sides first?
You say sides equals to angles opposite. That's what we learned in school.
I think you may be thinking of the converse theorem, but I'm not going to confuse you with that just yet. When we cover it, then you'll figure out. But
Yeah,
yes, for
that's what
now,
we learned in school. So
okay. So that's fine. Whatever your school told you, that's what you're gonna use. For here, we're gonna use angles opposite equal sides, which Tando gave us. So that was cool. And then we have Itandile up next. Yes, Itandile.
Ma'am. So we're gonna say 60
Mm-hmm.
plus 60.
Mm-hmm.
No, what am I doing? Am I right though? No, it's y is equals to 60 plus 60, which, ma'am, y is equals to 120.
You only got one mark here, Itandile. Why?
Ma'am? Oh, ma'am, because exterior angles in a triangle.
Of a triangle. So what Itandile has said, she saw an exterior angle. We know the exterior angle is equals to the sum, and the sum of what? My interior opposite angles. And we know those are both 60. Okay,